Ganondorf Dragmire is an ever-recurring villain in the Zelda franchise and has endured for years as an iconic villain, but his portrayal in the acclaimed Breath of the Wild wasn't as good, and Ganon hasn't been seen in full since 2006, but with the speculation and eventual confirmation of Ganon's return in Tears of the Kingdom, people were hoping Ganon's fight would deliver, and spoiler alert, it did. Before I talk about the great final boss that is Mr. Big Man Ganondorf, I want to talk about the setting and descend into the boss because I don't hear it mentioned enough, but the journey down to Ganon nailed the menacing nature that they took with this incantation of Ganon. You literally descend down underneath Hyrule's castle, witnessing everything that their kingdom hopes to hide and bury in their past as you go through the hellish location, and when you get close to the heart of Ganondorf's chamber, the music flares up, and it's the same music that plays at the start of the game. It's perfect. The leitmotif, it comes full circle, just like the logo. Wonderful moment. Love those aha moments in games. I love when games do that. It's awesome. Now we actually talk about why this fight is super cool. After going through a giant hole and having your homies defeat what is essentially a major boss rush and horde battles, because we had to have a Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity moment in this game, sadly, but besides that, you kill them and enter Ganon's hideaway. Ganondorf admittedly has a kinda silly, edgy monologue before the fight, but what matters most is the action. Ganon is, for lack of a better word, a samurai, straight up, and he wields this short gloom katana and he slashes at Link with it. Keen-eye players will recognize that Ganon actually swings exactly like Link does. He is Link's exact opposite, but they both fight similarly. He slams down with his hammer like us. He does charge attack with his spears like us, displaying his prowess in combat. We are equal in skill. We are trained knights, soldiers coming from separate parts of land, alright? Gerudo and Hylians, alright? We are exact opposites at our core. Ganon unleashes his full power in his demon form, and his health crawls across the screen like a Souls boss, and he gestures for Link to bring it on. He even states that he will take more than Link's arm this time. Now, Ganon brings out his dark shadow clones on some Naruto type shit. But our friends, they're here to help us. But it doesn't matter, because Ganon has added more to his growing arsenal. Slamming the ground with his hammer, he unleashes a huge wave of gloom, rushing towards Link with his spear releasing gloom. Ganon is forcing the player to fully use the artillery and combat prowess they have gained from Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, and for just Tears of the Kingdom players, the prowess that they've learned across just playing the game, to the full extent that the game has to offer. And I love that. Ganon attacks like Link, and after you chip Ganon down to half, he stops for a moment, absorbs his clone, and TKOs the homies. Now Ganon has created a separation in advanced and novice players because he flurry rushes you now, making you have to double flurry rush Ganon to even attack him if you try to flurry rush now. With the movements of Ganon in this fight, can be a little overwhelming for a new player, but over time you learn it. He was kicking my own ass. All right, for a while I was losing in this fight very badly. But if you do a spinning attack, actually, it took me a while to realize this, you could just straight up reflect them back at Ganondorf if you have the Master Sword. Now, for the grand spectacle of the conclusion to Tears of the Kingdom. Ganondorf realizes that with the Master Sword drenched in sacred power for some 10,000 years, he cannot compete with Link. And now he laments about, how he is fit to rule and he won't let Link defeat him. And in a brief moment, he pulls himself together and makes a grave decision. He eats the secret stone, which was capable of turning the consumer into an eternal dragon, and Ganondorf forsakes everything else to defeat Link in this final battle. And when everything seems lost, and Link is in the mouth of Ganondorf, Zelda swoops in and saves Link from Ganon, finally giving us a meaning to the two dragons on the logo eating at each other eternally. Now, this fight doesn't really have much going on in terms of complexity. It is more just a grand spectacle of a final battle, which I really do enjoy. But even then, I think in the context of the previous two phases, it serves as a masterful ending to the game and to the fight. Leagues above whatever the hell we had in Breath of the Wild, but I hope you understand why this is a brilliant Ganondorf fight. In my opinion, this might be my favorite Ganondorf fight ever, like in any Zelda game. Better than Twilight Princess, better than Wind Waker. Wind Waker had a great Ganon. The fight was, It was a little iffy though, but that's besides the point. Let me know in the comments what you thought about this video, and tell me your favorite Final Zelda boss, or just any final boss in any game. What makes a boss tick for you? What is it that you like about a boss so much? Make sure to subscribe if you enjoyed this, and I will see you all later. Peace.